Warfare Messiah here, and today we're going to do something completely new. I've had a few requests in response to my Black Prince Premium tank review, and don't you guys worry, more premium aircraft and tank reviews are on the way. But when I did the Black Prince review, I got two requests, and neither of them were premium tanks. One was for a review on the T-34, the Russian T-34-76, which I've got sitting right in front of me, and one for the Tiger Mark 1 German heavy tank, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. So, excuse me, I've decided to start a new series due to these requests. So, the premium tank reviews are going to stay just for premiums, but I'm starting a new series that I've decided to call Legends of World War II, and that's a bit long for a title, so I probably won't put that in the title. But basically, the whole premise of it is we'll pick two famous vehicles from World War II that actually fought each other, and we'll look at the pros and cons of each vehicle, and then we'll pit them up against each other in battle. So this is the first episode of that, and today we're going to be pitting up the T-34-76 against the German Tiger 1. So let's have a look at, let's weigh up a few of the pros and cons. So the Tiger 1, let's have a look. We'll start with the Tiger 1. So let's get the armour up. There we go. Now the Tiger 1 has completely flat armour at the front, but it has 102mm of this armour. And then it's got even thicker armour at the bottom, at the underbelly, because it has like these tracks on top of the 102mm. So it's got pretty strong frontal armor for the level. I think that's safe to say. So the Tiger, it's got decent armor. It's got very decent armor, especially compared to the T-34, which I think will struggle to penetrate the front of this tank a lot. But the main feature on the Tiger 1 is its massive 88mm gun. This could destroy pretty much all Russian tanks from half a motherland away. This thing, it was the most feared gun of World War II, without a doubt. So now that we've looked at the pros of the Tiger 1, what are the cons? Well, the cons are its turret turns quite slowly. So if anyone manages to flank this tank, it's probably not going to end too well. Excuse me. And for a heavy tank, well, it is quite slow, but for a heavy tank, it's got a decent speed. However, this isn't a problem in War Thunder, but it was a problem in reality. This tank is highly over-engineered, highly complicated, and you might think, well, if it's a highly complex design, that's a strength, and well, it is, but it's a weakness at the same time, because it means these tanks were really hard to build and really hard to maintain. So the Germans really didn't have that many of these tanks, whereas the Russians, had absolutely loads. So just for an example, the Russians had lost 6,000 T-34s at the Battle of Kursk, whereas the Germans lost around 800 tanks in total. So the Germans lost a lot less tanks. I mean a lot less tanks. But because the Russians had a lot more tanks, they still won the battle. So, let's have a move on to the T-34. Let's see what's good about this thing. This was probably the best tank of World War II. No doubt. Not in terms of combat capability, but in terms of the fact it was such a simple design. Now, the Russians were the first to implement sloped armor. Now, from what I'm looking at here, this is only 45mm thick, but because of the slope, it is essentially, at this point, 80mm thick. It's 79. It's roughly staying 80mm thick. Now, there's this bit which has been increased to 90mm thick, because this is actually a flat bit of armor. But if you hit it, it won't be any different to hitting this, because the slope bit, because it's thinner. They've made it 90mm. Now let's have a look at the turret armor. So 45, 53, 53. So its frontal turret is about the same as the frontal hull armour of a Sherman. So if you're wanting to destroy a T-34, you're definitely wanting to aim for the turret. Now, it's simple design, really easy to maintain, really easy to build. As a matter of fact, they produced them en masse so much, often the plates that were welded together weren't actually proportional, and there'd be gaps in the tanks. There'd be like little gaps because of how rushed the design was. So really simple design. The Germans actually mocked the Russians for having such a simple tank, but it worked. If anything, World War II showed to us it was that quantity beat quality. And at the start of the war, this thing was actually the best combat vehicle out there. It would Panzer IV, early Panzer IVs like the F1 and the C, and Panzer IIIs stood no chance against this and the KV-1. But at the Battle of Kursk in 1943, the Germans introduced quite a few new designs, which, let's say, put the wind up Stalin's trousers. So, after having said all that, let's pit them up against each other in a game on War Thunder. I can just feel an ambush coming, Tyler.
I dropped the base.
I didn't like corner from.
I bet you we went past each other.
I don't know who you are, I don't know what you want. I have a very particular lot of skills. I'll never be able to find you. What I do have is $2 in my squad. You have one of them.
Right, Tyler, we're gonna have to turn back.
I don't know.
Well, I think we've went past them. We've went past them. Tyler, get back here! Get back here! Get back here! Get back here, Tyler!
I'm turning.
Oh my goodness. He is right there. He is right there. He is right there. I'm gonna try and get a shot off. Wow.
Cheeky pricky! You do it, not me. Tyler! I smell a bit of chop. I smell a bit of fishy chop here, you know. Where is? Oh, there he is! Look at him! Hey Tyler, where you going, son? Give us a kiss, come on, give us a little kiss. Give us a little squishy kiss.
Just don't worry about it, man.
I'm coming, Tyler.
Where you going, son? Hand up. What the bomb was about it?
Don't worry about it, man. Well, wait, I can't read those.
Wiggle, 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 did goodbye.
Well, that worked.
Goes.
Tyler, we're gonna. Oh, never mind.
You gave it a really nice time when you said
I would have spoken this was funny.
Rip, Tyler. He was to my left.
Yeah, I was also there. You were behind me, so he hit me first.
He's hiding.
So you just gave it away.
Uh-oh. This is disastrous. This is disastrous.
Yeah, you said, oh, it'd be so unfair, give us 2 years. That's been a bullshit.
No? I'm gonna use the amazing Russian gun depression to get shot of tiger tanks. Oh, I got a ricochet. Come on, Trop, hurry! I'll keep him pinned.
Oh,
Will you?
No! Oh, I missed. Use my little machine gun. Dagger, 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 dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger. He's glancing off the top. Dagger, 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 dagger.
Oh,
bang! Oh, I bounce again.
Everything.
No! I've got to track him. He's going towards us, Tyler. What do I do?
Where is Tyler? I haven't seen video. Watch me like a spot truck or something. Hopefully, it's a spot truck.
No, I can't get through. I can't get through. I'm just tickling the man. My gunner! If in doubt. If in doubt. If in doubt. What's it about there? Come at me, bro!
Nice!
Tyler, help.
Who's shooting me now?
No one.
Very impolite, you know, very impolite to shoot a German. Very oh, look at his man, he's so cute!
We can't get him!
Oh, get out of here!
No!
Well, I got his gunner.
Well, he got my gun, so... The fault. No, my gun. He's presenting such a perfect sight on target, and my gun breach is dead. Ah, this is a disaster.
Get him.
Sod it. I'm firing with the dead gun. Oh no, it actually won't let us fire. Ah, retreat! Tyler, get him from the side!
I'm done.
Where's both ya? Where's both ya, man?
I've slightly damaged this truck.
Go away.
No, Tyler, no! Me next!
I am Whitman reincarnated, mate.
Yeah, Whitman kicked all the Russians' asses. It was Joe Ekins. I got him. No! I surrender. I've got machine gun. I'm not afraid to use it.
I got you, driver.
No! When you got my fire, so only threat.
I'm sorry.
Look at him, man. He's so cute. You know I would well, yes.
No, I had to reload. Ah, as soon as my gun has come back up.
No, I'm getting raped. This is a
Come on! Bang! His radio's dead. He's gun breached.
No, I can't even.
Tyler, get him up the arse. Yes!
Outside, look at him. Yay!
Well.
To the left! Tyler, keep going now, keep going! Yeah!
Straight down here! He generally actually put himself.
Yep.
Oh,
There is a log in my pants. No, Tyler, don't go out yet. I'll tell you when to go out. Oh, never mind. Go out now. No, yep, rip me.
Alright,
Rip me. Rest in peace, mate. In the
I thought he'd just be stood there, but you know, he's actually smart and actually does that, moves the tank. What? Oh, he's facing you now, Tyler. He's facing you now.
I tell you, there's no name of that said who sang us.
Oh, come on! I was about to side scrape.
Is it Eagle?
It's Emma German. It's Emma German. Her name's Emma German. What a name. Hi, Tyler. Bang.
Rip me. I'll do the magic artillery.
You think I'll do anything against me? I am a Tiger Woman. Tyler Thomas.
What shot was that? Oh, that was a 1 in a million shot. 1 in a million shot. That like, I must have hit directly between. No, I must have hit its weak point between. I must have hit the weak point between the turret.
Oh, you want me? I'll have you. Oh, you're there.
Hit Avery's turret.
Oh.
Avery's turret. Kill everybody's turret before he turns it around.
It's alright, I'm back out now.
Bounce.
No, crap. I've got his gun mantle,
Machine gun.
No, I've got his mantle, so I'm gonna set him on fire. Yes! Getting him up. Oh god, 88. Retreat! Oh, there we go. Down he goes. Alright. Oh, rip me.